What's up, everybody? This is Roy from Roy Talks Boxing. I'm going to just drop a quick one for you today, talking about Jai Opetai's devastating knockout of Hussein Sin Cara. Happened yesterday. Sin Cara, to his credit, took Opatai up until the 8th round, looked okay. I think Jai Opatai was pretty disappointed with his performance as a whole. So I think he's just quite hard on himself, but let's just say he doesn't have to worry about lack of footage for a highlight knockout reel, because he cleaned your man's clock in devastating fashion. Proper knocked him out cold. So thoughts are with Sin Cara, who was taken to hospital afterwards. Let's hope he's okay and returns to his family safe. That is boxing, ladies and gentlemen. That is the sport that we love. It is amazing, but it is brutal and it can be cruel sometimes. But yeah, I'm coming to you live and direct from a really rainy Woking. But yeah, I just thought I'd drop the first ever podcast yesterday, or the first ever video yesterday. Let's not call it a podcast yet, because I don't have anyone to talk to. I'm just talking to you, the general public who loves boxing. And yeah, I did a video yesterday on Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. Well, let's call it what it is, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. I mean, isn't Jake Paul the A-side? Anyway, that's more for the other video. You can check that out if you haven't seen already. But yeah, I think Jai Opatai, he is the big boss at cruiserweight, although because he's the IBF and the Ring Magazine world champion. However, he is calling for the unification with Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo, who holds the WBA and the WBO. I think he really wants that fight. For me, and I think for the bookies, you would make Opatai the favorite. He just looks like kind of the completed product, and I think he'd really make a good run at heavyweight after that. He could move up and campaign there. But Zurdo is good. I like him too. I think his resume has probably been a little bit more carefully created. Let's not call it carefully created, because it sounds like boxing is actually fixed. And I know some of you might think it is, but yeah, it's definitely not in this case. See previous video about Jake Paul and Joshua, no jokes. But yeah, so that fight is plausible, can be made in the first half of next year pretty easily. I think both their promoters would, I know Zurdo is with Gilberto Mendoza's kind of right hand, which is a WBA affiliate. But yeah, Opatai, I think Matchroom could make this fight potentially. They might want to get stuck into that, because he's a very marketable character, and they like their marketable guys. Don't really seem to work with somebody unless they can talk the talk and walk the walk in fights of their favor. But yeah, I like that. I also like him against Badou Jack, who is the WBC king. He's had a very kind of weird and complex career, and he's kind of moved around. He was affiliated with the Money team. He was a big kind of Mayweather stock, or he was a stock option of Floyd Mayweather and the Money team, and Leonard Ellerby and that whole crew. But yeah, I think he campaigns out of Abu Dhabi now, and yeah, it's to me that's a more entertaining fight. Although I've been watching Badou Jack for the last kind of 10-12 years, since like 2012, I think. I remember when he fought George Groves. That was a real war. He's fought James DeGale as well when he was a super middleweight, so he's really come up. He's fought at light heavyweight. He's a 3-division world champion, but he's long in the tooth though. because he's 41, and Sin Cara, who Badu Jack just knocked out, he's 40. Sorry, not Badu Jack, Jai Opatai, who he knocked out, he's 40. So that's like a 10-year age gap. I mean, you know, I'm closer to 40. I ain't no professional fighter, but I know that it's a little bit more difficult to get out of bed in the morning when you're 40 years old compared to when you're 30 years old, unless you've been drinking the night before, which then it all depends on how much you've been drinking. But yeah, to be fair, Buddy Jack, consummate professional, probably lives a very clean life, so you know, he might be turning back the clock a little bit, but we all know that Father Time is the ultimate champion. And yeah, I would probably, if I was Buddy Jack, would probably want to fight somebody less dangerous than Opatai, and also someone who could make him a little bit more money. But who that is, I don't know. I think he might want to move up to cruiserweight. I'm not actually sure what's going on with him. I'll check it out. I'll do a bit of research. Should have probably done it before that, but he just sprang to mind, because I really think that the most likely option, if you're a betting person, is Jai Opatai fighting Zurdo Ramirez next, and that would be a good fight. I'd stay up late for that. I really would. I really want to see how that unfolds. There's a lot more action that took place this week in the smaller divisions, but at this moment in time, I only really have enough bandwidth to talk about the bigger guys. But I really do want to talk about some of the lighter divisions. I know that Matchroom put on a card in Monaco that looked like a real cracker. Connor Walker, like, you know, he just defied the odds, you know, knocked his man out in 12 rounds. Donovan, was it Donovan? No, I can't remember who it was. But yeah, no, I know Johnny Fisher got a win, come back into the winning column, so that was good. But yeah, more to follow on the channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a good weekend. There's still a bit of football left this afternoon if you're a football person. But yeah, I'll hopefully come back in the week with some more boxing. So yeah, keep watching if you are watching. If you like it, drop a comment if you want to give me some advice, or if you want to tell me I'm not doing a good enough job, or if you want to tell me I don't know shit about boxing. I want to hear it all. And if you want to like the videos, please do, because that'll help. If you want to subscribe, even better, because I'm just going to continue talking at you. So yeah, all the best, and yours in boxing.